What, the panel that just dodges questions? You know what I mean? I don't even know why they go on. Why do they go on a panel show if they're just gonna skirt round the questions? I mean, that's all politicians do these days. Skirt round the questions. Sorry to carry on my earlier rant about Turning Point. I forgot to mention the third building, right? So they've got two profit-making rehabs there, right? Probably, I don't know, I'm figuring, right? It's probably costing at least £1,200, £1,500 a week to keep you in there, right? And they're all in the same area of Glasgow, a wee area beside the Gorbals called Tradeston, right? And the thing is, right, it's again, they've got another building in Tradeston, and it's a big headquarters, multi-million-pound, brand new. These two rehabs are falling to bits, and that's their cash cow. And their multi-million-pound headquarters. Who's that going to help? What addicts is that going to help? I've seen it in Edinburgh. I was homeless in Edinburgh before, right? And it's called street work through there. It's called the Simon community here, but I don't know. It's probably in your area under something. You'll see the logo. If you see the logo, wish I had it here, I would show you. But they actually, in cohorts with the council, they're the same. They used to have no turnover, and then they started supplying addiction services. Well, addiction services. Aye, right. Oh, very good. Aye, but the turnover went through the roof. You know what I mean? And you can see it from the years. Do you know why so many people? Do you know why? I'm just going to be totally honest here, right? Do you know why drug addicts are shackled to a chemist to go every day to a chemist, right? See if drug addicts were treated like anything else, right? Which you can. I was a drug addict for 25 years, remember? And I only ever seen one person get methadone tablets. And yet, I was a fisherman. If I got methadone tablets, I could have went back to sea. It would just be normal. I'd be normal paying tax. Well, maybe. But, aye. I'd just be functioning as a normal part of society. You know what I mean? But of course, they're shackled to the chemist because the chemist gets paid to watch them drink it. They make as much from that as they do from prescribing it. Millions and millions of pounds. And that's why, see, before the COVID changed everything. But before that, it was very difficult to get your prescription away with you. I mean, even when I was at college, I couldn't even get mine away with me. In university. So, by lunchtime, I'd be feeling sweaty and I'd end up missing classes, and it's just ruined it. I mean, don't get me wrong, I take responsibility for everything that I've done. There's lots of stuff I'm not proud of. You know what I mean? But see, I was filling in a form one time, right, and it said, have you ever felt stigmatised? And I'm like, 1, a drug addict, right? 2, living in the street. 3, mentally ill. You can't get more stigmatised than that. That's just stigmatic as it gets, man. That's you stig in the dump when you've got them 3, mate. And see, this leaving Europe, man. You know, the Tories wanted COVID to, you couldn't think I'm like a tinfoil hat job here, but I'm serious. The Tories wanted the NHS to fail under COVID so as they could say, you know, the first sort of deal that was put on the table as soon as we left Brexit, within hours, was about privatising NHS. And the Tories wanted COVID to say, look, it's not fit for the purpose. I'm trying hard not to swear, because I'm terrible. I was worth fisherman and a drug addict, so I've obviously swear like a trooper. But I'm trying not to here, I'm still trying to stay on topic. But that was the first thing. And if you're doing things like that, 2 things should never be for profit, and that is 1, people's healthcare, right? If you've got an insurance company and you need an operation that costs 250 grand, Are they going to say, oh, it's experimental? That's it. They use the euphemism used in America. If you watch Michael Moore's film Sicko, it's shocking, man. It's shocking. And that's before Obamacare, and that came in. And then as soon as Trump got in, what did he do? He destroys it, you know. And it's unbelievable. I mean, the most developed country in the world, supposedly the most Christian country in the world, yet they seem to confuse justice with revenge. That's why they have these stupid, ridiculously long prison sentences. They don't work. If that worked, America would be crime-free, and they don't want that, man. They don't want that. They're making money out of it. I read lately, right, I see in Scotland it's about £70,000 maximum, right? I've heard anything between 50 and 70 grand to keep somebody in jail for a year, right? Which, you know, I've been there enough times, right? But I'm not going back, right? But 50 to 70 grand, right? And that's like including your most troublesome ones. You know what I mean? It's taking up a lot of staff time, stuff like that. People that are mentally ill. Basically, Scottish jail has become a dumping ground for people that are mentally ill. We have 2 private jails in Scotland, right? Addiewell and Kilmarnock. Bowhouse and Kilmarnock, right? And America's had a private prison system for ages. I mean, you get people in America on remand for 8 years because they can't raise $100 to go to a bail ball, get somebody to go to a bail bondsman to get to. If you pay you pay 10%, right? And so they would give you the grand bond, right? And you've got people doing 8 years because they can't raise $100, rotting away in a jail. But the federal government's paying for that. And do you know how much it is in New York State to keep somebody in prison? I just realised it's fucking bad on my teeth there. Kids, stay away from drugs. There's number one lesson. But New York State, right? $447,000 a year to keep somebody in prison. I mean, these idiots think the free market can solve anything. I'm going to tell you something in a minute about a thing called the Washington Consensus, and this is fucking outright sick. But another thing, right, healthcare should never be for profit, and people's punishment should never be for profit. Why do you think you get people getting 200 years and all that? I mean, do you know there's I mean, there should be one crime you go to death for, and that is for murder. You know what I mean? And that's cold-blooded blood. No, I mean, but in America you can get put to death for dealing drugs. You can get life in prison for dealing drugs. I mean, see what's happening with crystal meth in America just now is exactly what they've done to the black community with crack. It's totally, I mean, it's going to be a tinfoil hat freaking TV. Welcome to Tinfoil Hat TV. No, but seriously, they're doing this with crystal meth with the poor communities in the Appalachian Mountains and all that. It's actually it's a lot of Scottish, Irish of descent there, you know. And I mean, and they're so stupid they still love Trump. And because he said he was going to bring back coal, but he said a lot of things. He didn't do any of them. So why are they still? I mean, Jesus Christ. And if you want something really interesting to watch Vox, the Vox documentary on Netflix, whose vote counts in America, and it's just ridiculous, man. I mean, they still use the same system as they did in 1776. I mean, Michael Moore described it perfectly. It's like they carry in, see when they talk about the electoral college, which nobody seems to understand over here, right? That was about when states, this was like back in the late 18th century, 1770s, independence. Some states hardly had a few people in, only had a few people in them, pretty rural, right? Because they were still chasing the Indians off their own land, you know, it's a disgrace. Aye, Trump, get rid of immigrants. Your mum was from Stornoway. Your mum was an immigrant. I mean, are you mental? Your dad was of German descent, and everybody in America's, apart from the Latinos and the Native Americans, a bloody immigrant. So, I mean, what? I mean, jeez. I mean, see, I used to think that was a joke. Like, see, people said Americans don't understand irony, but a lot of them don't. I mean, look at the Patriot Act. Took away nearly all their civil liberties. Opened that whole PRISM spying program, which reads every email that gets sent to America, right? They'd always say, well, if you're not doing anything wrong, it doesn't work, you're not to worry about. Yeah, you have. It's privacy. If they can read your emails, they can send an email fitting the opposite. I mean, man. And see when these people in Britain these days go, I don't know, and they seem to think the British government got morals, but the British government wrote the rule book on exploitation in their backs of other countries, exploiting the world for its own ends. You know what I mean? And people go, oh, but at least we don't live there. At least we don't live. See, I'm reading that. This is actually a brilliant book, right? It's by half Scottish, half Jamaican rapper called Akala, right? It's called Race and Class in the Ruins of Empires. And I thoroughly, there he is there, Kingsley James Dealey, aka Akala, one of my heroes. And if you, I don't know, if any is into UK rap, list it's Four Fire in the Booths, his Low Keys and Mike Righteous. And there's a reason why people don't know about these guys, because they're telling the truth about the prison industrial complex, the arms industry, Low Key. I mean, he's of Iraqi descent, so he's right in a bit Middle Eastern politics, stuff like that, And he does a song called Ahmed. Honestly, I was crying at the end of it. And he wrote the song about the migrant crisis in there was a picture, I think it was in a metro, of a Coast Guard guy, Italian Coast Guard guy, holding a dead baby that drowned. And he wrote a story on it, wrote a song on it. And it's fucking heartbreaking, man. And it's so true. And Low Key, Ahmed, that's my song for the day. If you want to see some real truth, but it's sick. It's sick that you'll have to write a song like that. I mean, at the end of the day, you strip away the melanin out all our skins, right? The Human Genome Project, there you go, there's one for you, right? It's basically a bookshelf, right? And all that's on that bookshelf is books full of A's, T's, C's and G's. Because that's all we are at the end of the day. Four amino acid bases. That's all your DNA is. You can't tell from that a guy black, white, Chinese. I mean, can you not see we're getting conned? I mean, we might have an Asian Prime Minister and all that now, but I mean, to quote Akala again, sorry, he said in Fire the Booth Part 1, he goes, you have far more in common with immigrants than you do with your leaders. And Loki said the same thing. If you think you've got more in common with Boris, you're out your head. And it's so true. It's so true. The white elite, I mean, it's another thing that gets in as well. I watched Akala tear strips off Piers Morgan. Brilliant, check it out. And about saying knife crime was a black thing. I said, we've had knife crime up here since Robert the Bruce stabbed a guy to death in the church. You know what I mean? How was that not? But, how's that? Knife crime's been a problem in Scotland for 1,000 years. You know what I mean? And, but he came up with a valid point, right? He said to Piers Morgan is a sleaze bag, man. I tell you, he was trying to make out his side with Akala, even though he's a right-wing fucking dick, right? And you can quote me on that, right? But he's trying to get if you watch the thing with, if you watch the interview, he's trying to sort of agree with Akala in that, but Akala just turns it round on him, belter. He goes, will you ever get called on to defend that all middle-aged white men aren't paedophiles, like Jimmy Savile and all that, you know? And oh my god, that was like brilliant, man. Smashed him right now. Same with Tommy Robinson, whose real name was like Stephen LeFay or something, but that didn't sound British enough, so he changed it. I mean, how ironic is that? You know, English Defence League. See when Paxman tore strips off him saying, "Where are you defending it from?" He's like, the Gruen gangs and that. But Akala, it was in a panel, I think it was Newsnight or something, right? And he says to him, he goes, hey, that Tommy Robinson's in the crowd, and he said, hey, sorry, Stephen LeFay, I'm going to call it his right fucking name. Call a spade, right? And I don't know if that's a race thing or not, right? It's weird, I don't know. So somebody, if anybody could comment on that and let me know where that saying comes from, because I love that kind of shit. But not racism, obviously. You can't be educated and be a racist, you know what I mean? It's just fucking dumb, man. And it's just another way to keep us occupied while they keep fucking us. Well, sorry, excuse my garlic, but while they keep the big fat snouts in the gravy train. And I'm just going to finish this point for this rant anyway. That well, saying that, yeah, sorry, for like Scarlet thing, I'm bad for tangents, sorry, but you have to admit it if you were watching this. But he what's man, I totally lost my train of thought there. Carla says to LeFay, I think it's Stephen LeFay or something, it sounds kind of French anyway, you know, but you can't have that if you're the English Defence League, you know. Fucking idiot. Anyway, and he's going on about the grooming gangs, and the Carla goes, right, see when they outed fucking Jimmy Savile and that, did they go, white Christian man, white Christian paedophile, right? No, they don't. And it kind of opened my eyes to this subconscious racism thing. It's endemic, man. I mean, I was watching a thing about the most active firearm in the UK, right? And then these six boys, black boys, right, in England, got done for attempted murder. They didn't find this weapon, but the weapon was involved in it, right? Anyway, I digress anyway. But they got 40 years each for attempted murder with a firearm, right? And then the news come on after it, right? And a white guy, shake his two-day-old baby to death, and he got 17 years. I mean, they didn't even kill anybody. And I mean, if that's not race-based, I can't understand why it would be. Why? I mean, Akala's half Jamaican, half Scottish, right? So you must be doubly bad. You should be out starving everybody in there, you know? Going by that, it's like the same what they say about girls get raped, right? Oh, she was asking for it. She had a short skirt on. We're going by that logic, then nudists would be raping each other on every beach, would they not? And I'm guaranteeing you, if you look up the statistics, amongst naturalists, naturists, I don't know, whatever the one it is, right, whatever one they do start, I guarantee you the sexual violence is a lot lower than the average. So that's just a fucking nonsense, man. The same as this ancient alien thing. Oh, they must have had ancient aliens to help them build these, because they couldn't move these big stones. If they couldn't move them, they wouldn't have cut them so fucking, they wouldn't cut them that big. It's so obvious, man. Why? I don't know, man. I just don't know. They could obviously move them. We just sell them short because we can't do it. You know what I mean? Or trying to pretend that ancient Egyptians weren't African by chiseling their noses off. I can talk because I've got kind of, my nose is kind of African, you know. But chiseling their noses off, and that, I mean, that's just fucking, because they're African, they can't possibly be that. And then it's, they're North African, so they're more civilized, than sub-Saharan African, It's fucked up, man. It's fucked up. Anyway, that's 20 minutes of me ranting, so check out my channel. If you want to subscribe. But all you're going to hear is me just talking shit like this, anyway. Putting the world to rights on my own. With my fucking black teeth. Yeah. But anyway, that's what it is. Now, if you want an anti-drugs advert, just watch me. Anyway. Aikiva. Goodbye, Gaelic. Right.